Thomas, hi, welcome to the UKBC this year. How was it for you? How was your performance?
Well, it went pretty smooth, I think. It was a little bit rushed at the end. I didn't do everything perfectly, but I'm pretty happy that I think my drinks tasted really good. It was sort of my fastest 15 minutes of my life, so that was quite a nice experience. Thrilling.
And is it your first time entering the competition?
Yes, my first time in UKBC. Yeah.
So, what would you say has been the most challenging aspect of the competition?
Well, getting the routines together, picking the coffee was extremely difficult. Sort of till I tasted that particular coffee, and was like, okay, this I need to show this. I need to show this off, and it was quite hard fitting in time because I poured 4 sets of drinks instead of 3 sets of drinks, so it was a little bit struggling with time, but it's alright.
And what would you change if you were to enter again next year?
What will I change? I don't know. Practice more, probably. Practice more. You know, that's all I can do really.
So, tell us about your the four drinks you served then. So, you did espresso, cappuccino, and then two sort of versions of a signature drink?
Yes. So the whole routine was based on the sort of theme that how temperature affects our palates. So what I did is I did a cappuccino. I served it a little lower temperature than we normally would, so you can consume it sort of straight away. Then on the signature drink, I prepared the exact same drink in the exact same proportions, just one chilled and one warm. So I got the judges to taste the warm, which wasn't tasting extremely good and wasn't really working, but when it chilled, it really sort of comes into its own and it tastes like a sort of blackberry milkshake. Because that's the experience I had when preparing. That I taste okay. These flavors are the same flavors I get in an espresso, but they're not working. Why? Maybe it should be chilled or something like that. And that was that. And for the espresso as well, I got judges to taste a warm one. Then the judges would cool the espresso down by dropping into a cold mini espresso jug, and then pour it back and taste it. The espresso, which is just above their body temperature, around 42 degrees. So, and at that temperature, the coffee just tasted like juice. So it's very interesting.
So, where did you get the sort of inspiration or insight to deliver a signature drink on that basis?
Well, just basically working day in and day out. You know, you taste espresso, you taste shot just pulled. Maybe you get sort of a balanced shot, but when it cools down to a temperature where, as humans, we can pick up more flavors because it's not masked by the heat. It shows up the imperfections, and if you get a really good coffee, it just tastes like fruits, and coffee is fruit, so I really liked it. So,
And how did you go about choosing the coffees for that for your performance?
well, ordered a lot of samples. We got a lot of samples, and sort of I wanted to go with the Ethiopian, and I wanted to go with a natural. That was really important for me because I really love natural processed coffees. I don't really like the clean finish, but I like when it's sort of lingering and you're still tasting the flavors. So I had a lot of different Ethiopians from different roasters, and I went with the Hachira from Grumpy Mule, which is also from 90 plus producers. They do unbelievable work and taking a dry processed coffee and making it so balanced and so enjoyable. So.
And tell us where you're working just now. What are you doing in the industry?
Well, work in the Bonaparte's Charing Cross, so it's for company SSP, so the service partner. Um, we are sort of the first coffee shop in the company to go towards specialty coffee. So it was quite challenging to start that. We just started serving about 2 months ago, so it was quite an interesting few weeks.
And are you one of the first people from your business to take part? What was your Did you know about the competition before? How did you sort of discover the competition?
Well, we had internal competitions which I won in my company, and I don't know how I was really into coffee, and when you're into coffee, you find those things out. The barista championships. You go to a coffee shop, you taste the coffee, and the same barista tells you that you're competing in championships, and you go, "Wow, championships! Let me try that." You know.
If you were to give a piece of advice to, say, somebody entering the competition for their first time, what would that advice be, do you think?
For the first time, practice a lot. I mean, make sure. For me, it's very important to have a theme for the presentation. I couldn't just come in and produce a sort of espresso, cappuccino, and signature drink without sort of theme and making a statement. You know, because that's I like to sort of speaking to people through the competition, through on that stage. And the most important thing is practice. If you complete it the first time, so choose something simple, choose something that works. You know, like Colin Harbin did last year with his presentation. He did sort of very simple presentation, but he talked much more. So that you can, for the first time, probably be the best way to do it.
And final question, if you were to sum your performance up today in, say, 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Um, 3 words. 3 words would be maybe intriguing, um, mind-opening, all right, and thrilling.
Sounds pretty good. Fantastic. Thanks for talking, Thomas. Best of luck. Cheers.